What is up, everyone? Thank you so much, whatever you want. Thank you so much for listening and watching the newest episode of Moral Dilemma.
Did you just have a seizure?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And it was on camera and video. And that's the same thing. And audio.
Not that we take seizures lightly.
Yeah,
because
we take-
scary.
Yeah. That got personal real quick right off the bat. This should be a good episode.
Way to go, guys. Thanks for talking about my wife.
Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't. I just talked about seizures in general.
Well,
Yeah.
I was just thinking about being respectful.
Yeah. Leave in the comments last time you had a seizure. Or no. Nah,
Okay.
don't do it.
We need to start every.
Does our episodes cause seizures?
It probably, the intro probably does. Anyway,
Well, their shirts are causing seizures now.
Yeah, true. My name is Ryan.
My name is Eric.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Adam.
And
Don't do it. You already messed it up.
Moral dilemma.
Moral Dilemma.
Yeah,
That's
there you
us. You already know what it is.
What episode are we on now?
We are on
Is this 24?
22.
No, we're on 24.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because 22
24.
is supposed to come out today,
Yeah,
but I haven't
we're
edited it
ahead
yet.
of time.
Dang, 24.
We're speaking to you in the future.
Time has flown by.
24.
Man, 24 episodes, one a week.
That was a good TV show.
24. It was a great TV
Jack
show.
Bauer.
That's something we can talk about.
Yeah.
Jack Bauer 24. But we got a good episode for you guys. This episode is coming out around Thanksgiving, I think.
Yeah, close.
So we just wanted to say that we're thankful for all of you. For
Yeah.
all, how many likes we have on Facebook now?
I haven't checked.
I think we're probably at
315 or something.
3. I'll
We're
check.
getting so
I'll check.
popular we just don't care anymore.
We're so popular that it's starting
Well,
to get to us.
Continue to like and share, please.
Yes.
Don't take
Don't
it as
neglect
a sign.
us.
I walked into a 7-Eleven the other day who, as everyone knows, we were sponsored by them.
Yeah.
And I just took a bunch of stuff from the fridge and left without paying.
Oh, wow.
Makes
Yeah.
sense, yeah.
Wow.
It's getting to me.
Is that a real moral dilemma we're discussing?
Yeah, I think that is a moral.
It was. We have exactly, I'm trying to look up the followers right now, 316. 316,
Ooh.
John 3:16, Colossians 3:16, which is the verse I'm doing today. So that's a
Yeah.
good number. But we're thankful for you. I'm thankful for you guys.
Thank you.
This is one of my favorite
I'm
things to
thankful
do.
you're thankful.
Actually, I would say that we all probably influenced each other in some way.
Absolutely.
I mean,
In
you
bad
influenced
ways
me
and
on
in
how
good
to
ways.
wear this.
Yeah. Me and Eric are giving each
Your
other
wife
fashion
influenced
tips.
you how to wear that. We already know the story.
But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
I hope that we do this for many more years. I don't even care if people listen at this point.
No, I just listen to it.
It's just fun for me.
Yeah.
I started a full-time job, and so now my my free time is a lot more important.
You know what I
And
think?
this is something that I look forward to even more now.
Personally, what I think is cool is that my daughter has to listen to it.
Because she's our editor.
She's the unofficial assistant. And she posts all the Facebook posts
Yeah.
and.
I also made her
pictures
open the door for Corey today.
Yeah, because he did
That's
what
true.
his
She's a good PA. She's a good PA.
Yeah. She might be listening from outside the door.
And the best part about those kind of positions is we don't have to pay them, and they still
Yeah.
have to do what we say.
Child labor.
Child labor.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, let's kick this episode off. We're going to kick it off with some music talk,
Yeah.
which I always love. We talk about music a lot on this podcast, but I don't think we've exhausted the topic quite
Well,
yet.
if you think about it, we're hitting topics today that we kind of our core.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
For
What
sure.
we like to talk about.
I also took this totally different, so if you want me to go first,
Yeah,
because
go
Well, I haven't said the topic yet.
do you want me to introduce it?
You can, but I don't know how you took it.
Well, the topic was just, what are you listening to? Mm-hmm. And I have been listening to podcasts. I've been listening to music.
Okay.
I thought
Basically,
maybe-
moral
I'm
dilemma.
listening
I thought you maybe
to the
were saying
ringing in my
musicals
ears.
or something.
So I've been listening to the sound of nature and
Yeah.
rainfall
Actually, I haven't had time for music, so I just listen to ocean sounds when I go to bed.
and the sound of you crying.
Yeah, that too.
So what
But yeah.
podcast are you listening to?
I
For
listen to
those
like
listening,
Air
our topic
Biscuits a
is
lot.
what we're currently listening to.
Yeah.
Music.
So I mean, I thought of music too, but I like listening to like Ear Biscuits a lot with Red Blank. That one's really good. I pretty much watch Good Mythical Morning all the time in the morning.
Yeah.
But I listen to Moral Dilemma a lot. And it's great.
Good
Cool.
Mythical Morning has impacted our church more than I think we've realized. Because me and Adam have a show that we used to do. We need to bring it back for the youth group.
I've been wanting to do it this whole time.
Called The
but you're
Tomorrow
one's too
Show,
busy.
which is pretty much a ripoff of
Good Mythical
Morning. And then we have this podcast, which isn't necessarily inspired by it. But fun fact, the way that I format the title of each podcast in Spotify is directly taken from how they format theirs in Good Mythical Morning.
Does that mean we're going to get sued?
Probably.
Thanks.
I hope so, because we might be able to meet one of them.
Actually, if we get sued, that'll actually bring up our cred.
Yeah, because
Oh,
people
is that
listen
the way
to
we're
us.
going to get?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was all
Sometimes
strategy.
negative publicity is just as good as
We're going
good
to generate our own moral dilemma
Yeah.
to be.
That sounds good.
Next episode, I'm going to open it with the Good Mythical Morning soundtrack.
Next week I'm going to hold up a 7-Eleven.
Next week, I'm going to rob a 7-Eleven blind.
You think a pastor holding up a 7-Eleven will make news?
Yes.
Wow.
Dude, take one for the team.
Especially if one of the.
Can I do this podcast from jail?
We'll make it happen.
You get your one phone call. You can call it.
Anyway, Corey.
So
Ear Biscuits.
yeah, so
which is
that popped
great.
into my mind. Also, I drive a lot. I've been coming back and forth between Columbus and here.
Yes, to come see
On
me.
weekends, yeah, just to see Ryan, basically.
It's
No,
not that you have a fiance. Or
yeah, no, or we're planning a wedding or anything.
Nah, it's just
but
me.
I also like to listen to, I listen to a lot of like sermons on podcasts and stuff. Like I listen to Francis Chan a lot.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I've been listening to that a lot. Music wise though, I'm totally gonna get destroyed on that because I've kind of been on a weird country kick.
Ooh.
I don't know why.
Woof.
I don't usually listen to it
Get
a
out
lot,
of here.
but I know these are three people that don't listen to country at all. So
It's
What can
all
I
right. You
say?
can throw it out there. We don't,
I like the
it's
song
fun.
Dirt by Florida Georgia Line.
I know you
I
do.
listen to that easily probably 3 times a week for the
Yeah.
last 3 years.
yeah, that's Ryan's. Like if you
It's like a certain time of the day type of song.
I mean, if it comes on, which I'm pretty sure every playlist I have, I add it on there, even if it's
Yeah.
not even the same genre.
Oh.
It's just a good driving song. It's like a country anthem.
if
which I
if
really
Ryan
like.
is in a group of people that like he knows likes country and they want him to play a song and he has to survive
This is like
country, he plays Dirt.
I'm playing
Or you're
Dirt by
trying to be
Florida
like
Georgia.
Paul. You're all things to all people.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
yeah.
when
But
you're
now,
with
is that
country
true country or is it like modern hip hop today?
Don't bash
Um,
Dirt by Florida Georgia Line.
I'm
You're
just
walking a
saying.
thin line right
Was
now,
Kenny
Adam.
Rogers-
That song,
I'm just-
is,
I would
that song
say-
is me. I thought about getting tattoos about that song.
It's
Just Dirt.
I would
Dirt
say
pile.
Florida Georgia Line as a whole is considered more like the pop country
Yeah, it's
genre.
it's not.
but
country.
they're
Because you have people out there who argue this whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? That's not country.
But I will
Yeah.
say Dirt by Florida Georgia Line is it's I wouldn't say it's strict country, but it is more kind of rooted in country than the
yeah,
other stuff.
I agree.
Like Cruise is a pop song.
Yeah. But I would say there are some new country artists that have been coming out that are kind of going back towards like
Yeah.
more traditional country, I would say, and I kind of like that. I like a lot of like country music, at least older country music. They were really big on kind of like talking about serious stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like there for a while, pop was just like, you
Yeah.
know, kind of.
Corey, what was that
whatever.
one song that I was telling you about that you knew? It was about if my heart gets broken, or if you leave, a lot of hearts are gonna get broken. What was that song?
Shoot, I
listened
can't
to
remember what it's called, but it's
Isn't that almost every country song?
I
Yeah,
know.
but
well, it
My
talks
dog-
about
my dog
it
died, my
basically.
truck,
Well, no,
my-
this song is basically like it talks about like if you leave, just realize you're not just like breaking my heart. Like you're a part of my family brings you in. You're like it also affects my dad and my mom and like,
Yeah. My phone died while I was in the car the other day, and I couldn't listen to music, so I listened to Froggy 99 just because
Yeah.
I felt like it. And that song came on, and it was.
it's really good.
I'm trying to find the name of it.
Yeah, it
Go
says
back
like
go back to the podcast. What was that one? You
Okay,
said?
one sec. It's called More Hearts Than Mine by Ingrid Andress.
yeah, that's
Great
like-
song, country.
I was gonna say that's country. That's a good song, but like they talk about like the joke like Adam said about like breaking up, dying, like whatever. But there's a lot of like really serious songs. Like
Jesus, take the wheel.
yeah, I even think of like I even think of the
take the
song.
wheel.
I even think of the song like "Whiskey Lullaby" by Brad Paisley. Like that song.
Liquor reference!
Well, it's
He's a big
it's
West
not.
Virginia fan.
He is a big
Yeah.
West Virginia fan. He actually went to.
I actually did see him in concert.
He
Oh, really?
My brother-in-law
But
was a big fan.
the,
and
I'm
got
sorry.
The
all
song
tickets.
is
I'm
the
sorry.
song is called that because it
Don't go
talks
through
about like the seriousness of like a soldier coming home and then like you know stuff going on there and he like lost his wife and he
That's
ends
cool.
up committing suicide and stuff.
Oh,
It's like
shoot.
really deep. It's like
Shoot.
really deep. So like I kind of like that sometimes. I kind of get in a mood where it's just like I think about the meaning behind songs too
Sure.
and like the seriousness.
I know a lot of people like Luke Combs right now.
I like
because
Luke
he's
Combs.
really like rooted in like making country like real again.
Yeah.
So
Going back to the podcast, you said one that I didn't recognize. What was that one?
When we were talking about, are you talking about ear biscuits?
Yeah. What's that
That's
like?
that's Good
Is that a
Mythical
comedy?
Morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning, but it's just their podcast, and they just
okay.
like talk about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So
a pretty
Good Mythical Morning is not a podcast?
Good Mythical Morning is it's like a YouTube talk
channel?
show.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much a podcast.
It's
started
kind of
out
like
kind of as a
our video part of
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
essentially.
But,
Like they're at
but
a
it's like
table
15
with-
minutes long. They're
It's
really
like
good.
You guys said it with your
Mhm.
Marsh.
And their podcast is kind of cool and also kind of sad because it started out as a strictly comedy thing, and then they started getting more serious into topics. And there was a series that was really hard to listen to, but also really interesting to listen to, about them like kind of losing their faith.
Yeah,
It was
because
really
they were
sad.
they're
But
Also the
'cause
Christian?
they were.
They
at
were.
least.
yeah, but
Oh,
now
no.
they say
Yeah.
that they're not now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was
They've kind of denounced that.
yeah.
But
That's
But I
awful.
mean, you'd have to listen to it. Obviously, it's an awful thing for them to have to go through that.
Actually, I'd
that
like
decision.
to just sit down and talk with people that,
Exactly.
that do that
Yeah.
because I just wonder, is it so much that the outside influences change them?
I think that was it. They kind of stressed in the podcast that that's not what happened, because it happened when they moved to California, when they moved to LA.
yeah, because
but-
wasn't that after they got big? Like
Yeah.
they got big, and then they
Mhm.
moved to California, and the fame and the.
But they had a
area.
really similar like growing up style as like I have, because they were big into youth group, started playing music. That's how they met.
Mhm.
Went to or not a Christian school, but they were in like what's it called?
like
Crew. Or,
Yeah.
it's not Crew.
Well, it's crew in college, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it was,
College, yeah.
but it was interesting. But it was really really sad how it came out. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a good discussion for us later about people, because there are some, I think we've talked about before, that there are people that are kind of famous, that have written
Yeah.
books, that have
Mhm.
written songs, people in bands that have dropped away
Exactly.
from the faith because they've had questions about the faith. And I'd
Well,
like to sit down and just
exactly.
talk to them because,
Mhm.
I understand the idea that you could be raised in this and think that this was kind of force fed to you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'd like to hear what was the pivotal things that
Mhm.
changed
Yeah.
you to think that.
And,
that-
and a lot of times, the people that we hear about like that are the ones that have become famous or get well
Yeah.
known,
Yeah.
or they're putting an impact out there,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm.
and so it's like all you have to be like solid, or at least have it a good consistent way to get fed
Yeah.
the scripture so that you can help resist anything that comes along with that
Mhm.
fame or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's so hard because your life's different. Your life's
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
Moving to LA for them and
Mhm.
getting big, that all influenced them.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready to combat that, then it could be
Yeah.
really hard on you.
Well, and I think that's the perfect opportunity for like Satan to use that against you
Absolutely,
too,
yeah.
because I've even talked to people that start out like, okay, they're Christians, but they never really build a good foundation for themselves. Like maybe it was like their family went to church and they like grew up in it, but they never
It was never personal.
it was never personal.
Yeah.
They never rooted
But
themselves.
they never
in.
rooted themselves, and then they go somewhere else, and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, so then they start experiencing people that are like dealing with homosexuality or things like that, and they're like, am I supposed to not like this person or tell them what they're doing is wrong, or like how do I approach this
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
It's like, but God said I'm supposed to love people, and like how am I supposed to do that? And then they start like almost questioning themselves, and
Yeah.
they've never rooted themselves, so
Yep.
they don't know how to.
If I were
reach
the
that
enemy,
foundation.
I wouldn't necessarily throw drugs or alcohol at you. I would just make you doubt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See, I mean, that's
It's
just
that.
that's
True.
all it is.
And-
If the enemy's out there, just going to make you down sometimes.
And
you
that's a
don't need
big
to-
thing with, because I know the singer of Hawk Nelson, right? Is that who
Yeah.
it was? Recently came out and said that he had lost his faith or didn't believe anymore. And then same with Rhett and Link. But a big like theme with that is that they came to a point when the questions they had about God, like they couldn't find answers in Scripture, so they just assumed that everything written in Scripture
Yeah.
was false, which obviously for some people that's a big thing, but we have to realize that like there's a lot of things that don't have answers for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are a lot of answers. But
Exactly,
It's like,
yeah.
or how much evidence? It's like when I think about faith,
where-
it's like,
yeah,
how
that
much
needs to
evidence
play.
does it
Exactly.
take to get you to believe a certain thing?
Because sometimes the lack of a clear answer is the biggest thing to build up your
Yeah.
faith,
Yeah,
which is really important.
yeah. because I read that same article, and I actually watched the original Hawk Nelson
Yeah.
do a video, and he wasn't condoning that guy, but he's also just trying to tell the world, hey, we need to pray for him.
Exactly,
We need to pray
yeah.
for him. He's lost his way, and he even said himself, "It's like I went through a phase of that doubt and struggling."
I think we
and
all
he
do.
came,
Yeah.
Maybe not
Well,
to
John
like
the
that.
Baptist did.
Yeah.
I
John
don't.
the Baptist did. So doubt is something that's real that can happen to you. Sorry, Corey, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it may not always come to that extreme where you're like, where people are like, okay, I don't believe anymore. But I don't think anyone could functionally say, I mean, other than Jesus, obviously, but that's different, that we haven't doubted
Yeah.
at some point in time, because just like we talked about questioning, people ask us questions. Even like, it doesn't matter how long you've been a Christian. At some point, you're going to have a friend or know someone that like asks you a question that may not be a Christian, or they might be a Christian and they're just seeing if you have an answer because they're struggling with the same question. And you get that question, you're like, wow, I don't know the answer to that. And you can start looking, but just that little bit of, like you said, doubt, just that little bit of doubt.
It just feeds at people, yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I don't mean this in a funny way at all, but on the flip side of what we've been talking about, I'd really like to sit down. I think it'd be really cool to sit down and talk to Kanye West,
Yeah.
because the total opposite of like being, I've heard him talk a couple times about it, and it like, I'm praying that everything he's saying is genuine.
Is he still?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's still, and supposedly,
I haven't heard recently.
supposedly though, now isn't like his wife like trying to divorce him and stuff now.
There's been stuff.
There's like
going
stuff
around about that.
yeah, but like ever since he's kind of went on this phase, it seems like that part's different. But I've heard him talk about a couple of things where he was like, I got famous, I got into the money. He was like, but my parents were Christian. Like I was raised in a Christian church in Chicago, and
he came back
and
to it.
he was like, I realized I was never fulfilled.
Yeah.
And like now he's like, and I even heard rumors that like he asked the people that helped produce his Christian album, like sign contracts that said they like would abstain from like pornography and stuff while they were working on his album. And he like made people pray with him before he recorded and stuff. So
Yeah.
I would love to hear like that,
Yeah.
being that famous
Yeah.
and coming from that side of things.
Before we switch and finish our topic, the one thing I do want to say,
Rabbit trail.
but this
So
is,
I'm listening to Harry
It was,
Potter
it
on
was so
Audible.
it was so natural.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it is a serious thing, and I would like to continue to talk more about this. But the one thing I want to get across, you talked about answers. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people, there are answers, but do people want to accept that answer?
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, is that good enough for you? Mm-hmm. In other words, you may not fully understand it. Just like somebody explained to me how a speaker works. Well, you can explain it to me, but it doesn't mean I fully understand how it works. Okay,
Yeah.
you got a magnet, you got power, but how is it producing that sound?
Yeah.
How am I hearing what I'm hearing? And it's recorded. It's just amazing how a speaker works. Well, I still believe in it,
Yeah.
even though I may
You
not
don't know
fully
exactly how it
understand
works, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the-
You
so
can
the-
still
the-
see the outcome of it.
yeah. So, I mean, I think we're talking about here. We all understand people's doubts. I think everybody has doubts. But I think you got to look at what evidence is there. And then looking at the world, what evidence is out there too. So I think that it is a really challenging question. But at the same time, I'd just like to hear from people about
Yeah, for
what's
sure.
going on. Like, what causes you to feel that way? And I know people personally that have had questions, that are
Yeah.
doubting, that have walked away from the faith. It makes me sad.
Yeah. For sure.
And I thought that they experienced something real, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's definitely it's obviously a really sad thing to
Yeah.
go through.
Yeah.
But
I
Thanks
think
for sharing that. Vic.
yeah,
'Cause
for
No.
real.
I didn't know about that.
But yeah,
Yeah.
anyone that is interested in the like ear biscuit thing, I mean, the way that they talk about it, that they do with like a decent amount of class, like that they understand that a lot of their fan base from the beginning is all Christian. Rhett and Link.
That's what I don't understand too. Like, I guess they're just trying to branch out to a bigger audience in some ways because
I mean, it
it's
sounds
they
like
took
it was.
they ran away from their core.
Yeah.
Well-
Well, it sounds like there was a point when they like really started to like break down like why they believed, and they did that in a culture in California that wasn't very good at helping them like
California's
answer
probably the worst
questions.
place to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of celebrities have trouble, like Christian celebrities or Christians when they go to California. It's just a hard place to. It's just so different from the Bible Belt kind of that we live in.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
But yeah, good topic.
Some of my songs, the main person I've been listening to is Shai Lin, who's a Christian rapper.
Shout out Shai Lin, baby.
There's a song called Still Jesus, which I just love the lyrics in it. I always like that. No matter what I'm listening to, I like the music part, the beat, and all that stuff. But I also like the words.
Yeah.
I like to hear good lyrics, and I'm always like, especially rap music is what I love, is how fast they can get it across the message.
Yeah.
And how complex sometimes their message can be.
and
you're like,
with
wow,
Shai Lin, it's like a whole sermon in one song.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So it kind of takes you, and I think NF is good at this. And we could talk about that too, because like I like NF, but I don't. I wish he took more of a stance than what he does with his faith.
Yeah. This is a little more vague.
But at the same time, he's more vague. I don't like that.
And I don't know if that's just like his plan was to try to bring in those people that like would hear like his songs would get popular and they would not know that he was Christian, and then like not get that initial judgment of I'm a Christian rapper, and then
because I still think some of his songs are subtle in the sense that I think they're leading into that point.
Yeah.
But I wish every album had at least a few Christian songs that kind of hit home.
Yeah. I mean, looking at NF, even though I mean he is a Christian, I assume. I don't know about NF.
I think his heart is still that he's.
But I mean, even the fact that he doesn't strictly rap about Christian stuff, just the fact that he's not rapping about the drugs and the sex and the money that a lot of rappers, a lot of people that are his same style,
and that's where
that speaks a lot to.
And I think
people
that's what draws those kind of people.
Exactly.
In the same way as you hear Skillet on 103 The Bear, you know what I mean? Like a totally non-Christian one, and I hear it come across people on like in the gym when I don't know if they're playing Pandora or whatever, they're playing something.
Skillet comes on.
I think that's kind of hopefully their goal is that they are trying to reach. Those lost and this sounds really good. I want to hear more of them, and then they hear more of those songs that they can touch on that. So hopefully that's their goal.
That's
it's
the
not
case. Like I said, I would like to see more songs like I mean, Oh Lord.
Yeah,
I love that song by NF, and that was one of his older albums. But I'd like to see that more of those like filtered into his whole album. Say 10 songs. Maybe 2 of them that could be kind of more.
I need to pay attention because I have a lot of those on a workout playlist, and maybe I just haven't really listened to them in a long time, but I felt like they all had a good message.
Yeah, they do.
No, don't take me.
But like I thought they were more directly to God. But maybe like I said, maybe
there's some. There's definitely some. I mean, his older stuff not. But I'm talking about his newer stuff is not.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm not listening.
And I
know, but all of them have a good message. All of them are clean.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a.
Which
I don't
is
want to
huge.
say. I don't want to dog him out.
Right.
Because he's doing great
I think
stuff.
he's doing good stuff. There is a part of me as a minister, like, take your platform and continue to use it to even do more. You know
well, and I think
maybe he's doing, and I need to, I'm sitting here as a Monday quarterback type thing. You should be doing this.
I think I was an interview with him that I heard him say once too, though, that like I always look at him through the lens of like what we're talking about of like being a Christian rapper.
Yeah.
But like he said in an interview once that he doesn't consider himself a Christian rapper. He considers himself a rapper that's a Christian.
Yeah.
So like I don't know to the extent he was trying to explain that, but
going back to like Shai Lin, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, this is very critical, and I feel like a lot of people aren't going to agree with me. But I feel like, I mean, when you look at Shai Lin's success compared to NF's success, obviously Shai Lin is a lot less successful and has reached people, but Christians, people that are already Christians. Because I don't think people are going to pick up NF or Shai Lin's music that aren't Christian.
And
to be honest.
That's where
but NF is cool because he's vague enough and like he's got that style down that people are going to listen to.
I have no problem with that.
And I feel like him able to reach a much bigger audience. That's also a big factor.
It goes back to the issue of just maybe have a little bit like Oh Lord would be a perfect song on another album. Like a song like that on every album.
Yeah. So you're saying like have his hits, stuff like like his stuff, but also in the album.
When I Grew Up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like that song.
I can't remember what song it is now, but it made me think of that. Is that I think he kind of almost says that in one of his songs because he's I can't remember now, but it's like he's talking about comparing himself to other rappers and kind of how he has success because he has something. He's that rapper that's a Christian.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And so it's always like, and now that you said that way, and I'm hearing that song in my head, and I'm thinking, well, he is really just trying to exude this lifestyle to other rappers,
exactly,
whether you're Christian or not.
Well,
and
because
so I think that's really, that's cool
him
now,
not taking the
absolutely.
label as a Christian rapper means that a lot of the times when he's touring, he's going to be touring with non-Christian people, which
could be good or bad.
Which can be good or bad,
you
but
know,
can be really, really good if he's able to kind of like demonstrate to other people that he's a Christian who can also make really good music that are similar to
I
others.
see what you're saying about that too, with reaching a bigger audience, but at the same time I think about it for me as a minister that I can share some of these people and let them know, okay, you like this kind of rap like Eminem, well now I can show you some people like NF that are Christian that can kind of help you, that have deeper meaning than just the world's values.
Exactly.
So that's, you know,
it's like trying to balance which seems like maybe NF is going the long-term witnessing, like getting deep in the culture and trying to, it's balancing between that and then getting the immediate message. Maybe trying to find that balance.
This kind of reminds me, I saw a video on Facebook not too long ago. You know those videos that have been going around that's like YouTube reactions kind of things where like people are just sit there and watch. I actually saw one not too long ago about like Christian rappers. And they had like NF and they had like Lecrae and people on there. And they were just like playing songs to people and they were just having them like rate the song. Like, how do you think this like sounds? Whatever. And they were like really getting into it and stuff. And then at the end, they were like, do you know what the common theme is, like, with all these people? And they were like, no. And they were like, they're all Christian rappers. And they were like, oh, this guy's a Christian rapper? Like, I wouldn't have known. Like, that sounds... But, like, also on the same token, on some of them, they were like, the fact that they didn't know. It's like, does that make you question?
Does it need to be more,
obvious?
It's hard. And that's... I mean, I cannot put myself in their shoes to decide... how to do that content, because you go too far one way, you go this way, you too far the other way. That would be I couldn't. I couldn't.
Well, and I think about like you mentioned Skillet, that they have a nice balance of, you know, I would say NF's way more popular than even Skillet now. But I thought that they had a good balance too. That they had some songs that were more, but they never really. Most of their songs aren't really full out. You know, lyrically.
But I mean, from the like social media viewpoint of Skillet, they're very, very Christian. Like they're like John Cooper's sharing
not that they need to make up for it, but it's almost like they're making up for. They're adding two extra.
Well, that's what I'd like to see from him. I'm not trying to be overcritic. I
understand exactly what you're saying.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good idea though. Like the platform, like you said, like social media, like with Skillet. They get people in with their music. They may not know they're Christian, but then if they follow Skillet on social media, and then like, okay, like, this is the lead singer. This is John Cooper.
I haven't really heard a great song from Skillet for a long time.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We're due for a great song, Skillet.
Yeah, we're due for.
I actually like
a sequel to Comatose.
I actually like.
That was a great CD.
I kind of like John Cooper's like spin-off band.
Yeah, Fight the Fury.
Fight the Fury. I kind of like that.
Oh,
they're heavy.
They're heavy.
It's kind of like trying to explore that heavy metal. I like it. Yeah, because I'm a metal rock guy.
What's it called again?
Fight the Fury.
Fight the Fury.
It's a lot. It's kind of like more on the heavier side of like any of Skillet's stuff for sure.
But you got to watch. Speaking of like podcasts, like go to the Skillet's YouTube page, stuff like that. I've watched so many times. They do a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
I used to watch those all the time.
Them on tour and stuff like that. And his wife writes a lot of the music. For them and for Jen Ledger. She sits down and not even that, but also like helps edit. I mean, she does a lot of the heavy lifting of that, and then like it's showing like their meetings and stuff. It's like all the cool on the bus and stuff, and then they show a lot of things of them right before they go on stage. They have, I can't remember, but I try to rewind it and listen to that. There's a really cool prayer they do right before they go out. I don't know, just stuff
that's
like that.
Facebook?
Or YouTube. But yeah, stuff like that is where you see that, and then it helps continue build their story, build their message out there along, even if they don't have every song talk the word God. You know, it's so cool to watch that.
And the songs that NF has done that have been Christian, tremendous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a good rapper. He's good.
Oh yeah.
I think Eminem needs to give him credit because he is good. I guess Eminem dogged him out or something.
He did in a song. but if I was NF, I'd be like, that's sick because
he always listened to
Eminem like said his name, and like,
but
not in a Christian way.
I kind of wondered why that happened though, because usually I feel like Eminem does that when he's like gets called out by other people, but has NF really called him out?
No,
unless he thinks of him as being a poser of him or something. I mean,
which I mean, NF's biggest inspiration, I think, as a kid was Eminem.
Yeah.
But I love those songs. NF he pours it out.
Oh
He's
yeah,
so passionate. You hear it, you hear him break. You're like, oh, it's so good.
I think NF is actually lyrically solid.
For sure, yeah.
What he does.
He's like in that strain of rapping, kind of like Eminem, that are very lyrically and like rhythmically.
And he can get a lot of point across without saying a cuss word.
Yeah, yeah. Which Eminem can't. He doesn't. I don't think Eminem really gets points across in his song much.
No.
I guess some.
I don't know. Mom spaghetti.
He's the real Slim Shady.
Actually, yeah, I'd take that back. Eminem, obviously, though he's not a Christian,
I had an Eminem
he gets
spell
the
when I
point
was
across.
younger.
Yeah, I mean, we all have. I was a huge fan of Eminem in high school.
I guess that's one thing, about us too on the show is that we appreciate a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any ill will towards Eminem. There are songs that really bother me that he's sung.
Of course. Yeah.
But, we're supposed to we're called to love people. We're called to pray for them because you never know. Somebody, like I think about, what's the band, the guitarist and band, Korn.
Oh yeah, Brian Head Welch.
He became a Christian, and
the I Am Second video.
Yeah. You never know. You never know in what pathway.
And he still plays with Korn too.
Yeah,
which is cool. I wonder what his impact there has been.
Yeah,
going back to the band.
Yeah, I just think that because God can work in many different ways. And
Freak on a Leash.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, mine are going to be a lot less Rabbit Trail-esque.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that a guarantee?
Yeah, maybe. But fall is my favorite time of the year to listen to music because I have certain bands,
you're listening to
certain artists that I listen to every fall, and I look forward to it, and I can't listen to the music any other time.
Why?
I mean, I can, but it's just like I feel like
it's tied to that. I have the same thing, different songs.
Serious?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If I like a song, I'm just gonna play it anytime.
My two number one. The first one is a record by Bon Iver called "Forever Forever Ago." Astounding. I think it's perfect. Every single song. Another perfect one is one by a band called Neutral Milk Hotel called "In an Airplane Over the Sea." Also great. Very fall.
You're just saying words to me.
Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, a few episodes.
We can see who the real musician in here is.
I've heard of both, but it's completely because of you. That's the only reason I know.
Neutral Milk Hotel, their album.
For letting me and Adam here with these songs.
I know, my bad.
Well, we did live together for a little bit, so.
Also, some more stuff I'm listening to recently. I fixed my record player yesterday. The motor on it fried out, and I had to fix it. And I didn't think I'd be able to fix it.
That's what I want to get.
I fixed it myself.
I want to get a record player.
I have one. I'm selling it. Do you want it?
What?
It's really nice.
No, I actually went in and fixed it.
I might be interested.
The only thing that I don't...
There's two conversations going on right now. Anyway,
Rabbit Trail.
I fixed my record player. The motor was broken. It was shorting or something, and it was spinning it too fast. So everything sounded like Alvin and the Chipmunks. It's a cheap record player, but I found this source on Reddit on how to fix that. And so I fixed it. It took 6 hours.
Wow.
But I fixed it, which means I can go back to my records. No, I didn't end up having to do that.
Oh, good.
But
wrap it in a blanket and then turn a towel.
Overheat it.
Like the 360.
Yeah. But I've been listening to the records that I have for that. Weezer's Blue album.
I'm still caught up on this whole thing that you have to listen to a song at a certain time of the season.
Well,
why is that? Was it released in a certain time of the year?
No.
It's just
I know you're not gonna.
Is it like Oktoberfest?
I know that you're not gonna understand it.
No,
but
I don't understand.
I'm gonna give you an analogy. So you have Christmas music,
Yeah.
right? Like Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells. The song.
Jingle Bells. It wasn't even a Christmas song originally.
I don't believe that.
But it's tied to that.
It's tied to that.
I feel
listen. But so your Jingle Bells for Christmas is the exact same as Skinny Love by Bon Iver for me in the fall. Like when I hear that song, I'm like, it's fall time. I'm going to get out my rake.
Wow.
I'm going to wear some flannels. I'm going to go jump on a leaf pile. Maybe even carve a pumpkin. Who the heck knows?
See, I am the same way because there's different albums or artists or songs I hear too. And I can listen to them any time of year, but what am I thinking about when I hear it? I'm hearing about that certain time in my life. Or
And
they're like nostalgic, like the Punisher album, like the 1994 one.
Yeah.
I listen to those songs. It takes me back to a certain time, like at the time of the year when I got that album in high school, and I listened to it.
Yeah.
I can listen to it now, but I'm thinking it takes me back to that.
Yeah.
Other ones too. The Offspring, Americana, that takes me back to 6th grade into some weird part of my life. Like, you know what I mean? It's
So
different
you guys
times of
attach
season.
memories, I guess. To
Yeah,
the
kind
song.
of.
Honestly,
Yeah, a
mine's
little
not
bit.
really memories. I feel like these albums are just fall albums, and I feel like a lot of people that I've read
What makes
online
them a
think the
fall
same.
album?
It's hard to
It's a hard
describe.
question.
It's
It's-
just like
Yeah,
It's just
I
like
feel
how-
you. I got
thought we
you.
were going
I
on
got
a
you.
rabbit trail.
I
Now
know.
we are.
It's just
But I'm
like
I got
how
you, Ryan. I got
know.
you.
we had the conversation before how like usually I don't listen to country year round, but
Yeah.
usually if I do, I get in like a weird kick usually in the summertime. Like I don't know why, just
Are you
like
depressed?
no, no, it's like
Because
something
you
about
need to
like
roll
the
the windows
beach.
down in your pickup truck and you
Well,
know,
I
put
like
the cold one. You
I
know,
like-
that's
I
what their
like-
songs talk about.
I like having my windows down. I like
Yeah.
listening to music like that. And I think of like, for some reason, there are a lot of artists that it's not just like country. They're almost like, it's almost like a beach kind of vibe. And I attribute summer to like being at the beach and like hearing that kind of music.
Yeah.
And then there's just like different music. Like it just like when I hear it, I can listen to it anytime. But I, like Adam said, I think about different like
Yeah.
moments of my life or different times of the year, and that's what I
I
associate
just
with.
hate I mean, I can see some songs. I guess one song that popped in my head, Will Smith, "Summertime." That's a summertime song.
Yeah, but
He doesn't have to say it in the
that's-
title, Aaron.
That's not the same.
You're describing something
Okay, here,
that's different
here,
from me.
here's something. I didn't want to go into this, but so fall for me
Okay.
and for a lot of people kind of reminds me. Obviously, it's the end of it's going into winter.
Yeah.
Leaves are dying. Trees are dying. Leaves are also dying. It's kind of
Trees
like
aren't dying, they're hibernating.
it's kind of like a somber. It's a somber season just because
Yeah. Really?
like
Yeah.
for me, and I think a lot
This
of
is
people.
when seasonal depression usually starts
think
kicking
about you have these songs that attribute to something
Yeah.
in your faith or something that just impacts you
Sure.
at a certain time. Just think about that. Anytime you hear that song 2 months from now, a year from now, you're going to think about what that song impacted you about. It's similar to that type of thing, but he just ties it to a season.
Yeah.
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 I know what he's saying.
But
I'm just surprised.
The
that
second
there's,
part of that
I'm
is
still
that
wondering
also
how those songs.
both of these albums
they just
have
fit
to
the
do.
season.
So with the Bon Iver album, it's called Forever Forever Ago. He wrote it after a really bad breakup, like going through just a
Also, his relationships died.
kind of exactly.
That's what I'm
Well,
asking
it's
for.
already
You're going too
died.
deep,
It's
Aaron.
died,
You're alien.
and he's
Trying to figure this out.
like he's like thinking back because when he wrote this album, he wrote it after his girlfriend dumped him. His band broke up that he was in. So he got like this really bad sickness. I can't remember what it is, but he ended up going into a cabin in the woods in Wisconsin right before
Was that
winter.
movie?
No,
Cabin in
but
the Woods?
he wrote this album thinking that it was his last thing he was ever going to write and then he was going to be done. So a lot of it is stuff like fleeting feelings, fleeting things that he loves to do that he thinks is gone, which reminds me of fall.
So is this a country song?
No, it's
No,
not
not at
country.
all. Not at all.
Is it indie?
It is.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Bon Iver is a genius.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Sorry.
Adam,
I
what do
still
you
don't
listen
quite
to?
understand, but you know.
Okay. I'm done.
Well, man, music I listen to, of course, just my workout stuff. Really, the most recent stuff because I work out every
Now, do
morning.
you have songs that are high and then low, like up tempo, down tempo?
No, I've been to the gym with Adam. It's just heavy rock.
Not all of it. Not all of
Go,
it.
go, 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 go. You don't even get a break. You're just go, go, go.
Most of it. But I try to get a good mix. It's basically if I ever hear a song that just because it's not even just rock either. I listen to some Manic Drive or things I heard on Do Perfect. Just upbeat, energetic stuff. But and then I just listen to other stuff. I have and this is suggested Zonti.
God Taught Me.
God Taught Me. Man, that just
Yeah.
I listen to that track now just because I love the rhythm. But stuff that really just gets me kind of just pumped but that's the gym workout thing is different. But as far as other things I listen to is a lot of times not so much anymore because it's getting fall time. But when I mow, I listen to an audiobook. So I'll listen to the recent thing. I was just going through Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just going through that.
Fire.
Before that, I was
Is that
going.
a fall book?
Yes, it is.
Well,
I will say that Harry Potter for me is a fall book.
in our house.
I guess he went to school in the fall. So.
Yeah, well, and I think of like Christmas too.
Yeah, it's
like
end of fall, beginning of Christmas.
yeah.
Which
School year.
Christmas is a season.
See, today it was rainy and gloomy. That's like a Lord of the Rings day for us.
Yeah.
Of course,
I
that's
feel
like
that.
maybe for a lot of people too. But anyways, but even before that, listening to audiobook, I was listening to the book series by Cliff Graham, the Line of War series.
What kind of headphones do you listen to when you mow? Because I'm curious about this. Because like, how do you cancel out so much of the mower?
I'm going to go deaf someday, probably.
Yeah.
Because the decibels are all the way up.
I use Corey's Beats that he sold me.
I mean, do you get? I mean, you don't find it distracting?
Well, I have noise canceling headphones,
Okay.
so.
So no, I have cheaper Sony wireless Bluetooth ones. They're not as good as my other good pair that I have. They do cancel out some, but
it's always this kind of hurdle because you don't want to get them messed up or drop them when you're mowing and the mower chews them up. So you probably don't want to use your best ones out there.
No, I've used these before I had the wireless ones in the wire, but now these this is like studio quality stuff. So the cable's really long. That was hard. I'm like tucking that thing in my pocket.
Yeah.
And it scared me before because it's actually got down around my tire.
Oh, really?
And pulled a little bit. I'm like, but I wasn't going very fast. Yeah. So that's why I went to wireless.
Okay, I have successfully led us down a rabbit trail on every single person.
You did that intentionally, didn't you?
Okay, let's squeeze in this next topic.
Yeah, and then go
and
again.
then we'll wrap it up. But this next topic is I'm excited for. We're talking about our favorite female actors, which apparently Eric was telling me that's what they prefer to go by now.
Actresses.
Actresses.
It's like a controversy in the field.
Actresses is now bad taste.
It's kind
depends.
of feminist.
Yeah, it's a feminist.
I can
move.
see where they're coming from.
I have to admit, I don't know it.
But yeah, we refer them now to as female actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're still saying.
I mean, I don't think they want to be called female actors.
No,
but we're saying that.
How do you separate it?
Well, I mean, I'm saying we're saying that to specify. We're
The
talking
realm
about
of
girls.
actor just grew. Like
Yeah.
the generals. So
Exactly.
it's kind of hard to
just all
narrow.
gonna be left out.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
I can kick us
Kick
off.
us off. Let's go around the table.
And Eric, no rabbit trails.
I'm gonna
okay?
say
Try to
two. The first one I'm gonna shout out is just kind of fun, but there's a real reason. I'm gonna go with Cameron Diaz, and the reason I say that
Charlie's Angels.
You might think. Well, I was gonna say you might think Charlie's Angels. You might also think
Kangaroo Jack.
that Kangaroo Jack, My Sister's Keeper, the movie where she's the mom.
Kangaroo Jack is a great
But
movie.
no, the real reason is she's Fiona in Shrek. Oh, so obviously Cameron Diaz.
Shrek comes back.
Yep. So anyway, it's not my real one.
Here's
Cameron
a
Diaz
rabbit trail.
Was in the movie Mask, right?
The Mask.
I think so.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, that was.
Also, do you guys want to know a fun rabbit trail fact that we're not going to go into anymore? Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek.
Really?
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That would not be the same.
When did Shrek come out?
Like 2000.
Chris Farley died in 1997. So how's that possible?
I'm pretty sure Chris
I
Farley.
think the first Shrek was before 1997.
No.
It might have been like 2001 though.
Oh.
It's old.
It could,
Yeah, Chris Farley-
If he was like first looked at, because I'm pretty sure he
Yeah.
died in 97.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
could be
listen. Finally, the lost footage of Chris Farley's recorded work as Shrek has been found. So when did Shrek come out?
So maybe they had to push it back because of his death.
The first Shrek came out in 2001, so
Okay,
they probably
that's what I was
pushed
thinking.
it
back.
But yeah,
or-
I was
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Chris Farley.
Okay.
He would have been
So-
a great Shrek.
I'll give it to you.
That was my fun one. Just because I love to reference Shrek whenever I can.
I can
'cause
tell.
Literary genius, honestly. But I'm gonna go with Natalie Portman as
Okay.
my official one.
Respect.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know if you have to have just one, but
Well, this is gonna be like one of my.
I have three.
I don't have like really definitive rankings. Like I have like a gray area at the top where there are several that I think are really good. But I think obviously I've talked about Star Wars a lot, and I think about her in Star Wars. So I think that's really cool. She's also in Thor. She's going to be in the new Thor. She's going to become Thor in God, Love and Thunder or whatever or something.
Frustrates me.
Sorry. I mean, I don't think it's permanent, isn't it? Like based off a comic strand.
She's gonna be a cool Thor though.
Yeah, but I get it. It's good. And if
Yeah.
anybody's going to do it, I'm glad it's Jane Foster. But
Yeah.
Thor
Is Chris Hemsworth?
I'm not going to go down. Well, just even in comic book, Thor is.
Oh,
Chris,
okay.
Anyways. I
Yeah.
don't wanna go right
Anyways,
off track.
but also she is like fantastic in the movie Black Swan.
Oh.
Like so good. She was in
That
V for
movie's out
Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
Yeah,
That's a
she's
good
in
movie.
that. She also played Jackie Kennedy in the movie Jackie. Like she's played a lot
Haven't
of.
seen that.
For me, she is one on a list of like seemingly like just down to earth, just like kind of actresses, or female actors.
Well,
I put her in a
you
list
haven't seen Black Swan then.
I have.
Oh, you have?
I mean, like as a person,
Yeah,
like
okay.
not her roles,
Okay,
but I just
gotcha.
feel like she's just that solid, down to earth.
Doesn't cause a
Solid,
lot of media controversies.
Seeming like she's on my list of that, and she quit acting for a while because of her kids and family and stuff like that. So that's awesome. It's a good quality.
Who's she married to?
I don't know. It's the top.
Chuck Norris, I think.
Also, another fun fact: she was also in Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. If you remember that movie,
I do. Unfortunately.
yeah, unfortunately. But no, like she's just been in a lot. I feel like she's very versatile as an actor. She can be just about any character. So
I mean, if she's in Shrek and Black Swan.
well, that was Cameron Diaz. That was in
Oh
Shrek.
yeah, if she was in Star Wars
And Black Swan.
and Black Swan.
She's
All
married
right.
to Benjamin
Button?
Millipede.
Benjamin Button.
Millipede.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
She might not either.
She was also in that movie that came out not too long ago, Annihilation.
Oh yeah.
She was in that. I never ended up watching
That was a pretty good movie.
but- yeah.
Eric, what about you?
Just thinking through this, I was thinking Sally Fields because of Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. I just think
She
she's
plays
a
the motherly
really-
roles.
Well, nowadays, but before when she was younger, she did a lot of other great movie scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just a good actor. I think she does a really good job. How do I say this? Charlize Theron?
Yeah, Charlize Theron.
Yeah, she is great. I mean,
What was she
Monster
in?
was a good movie.
Oh, that's right.
And then Mad Max.
That's right. Yeah.
Great movie
Yep.
in that. And I guess they're not reprising her role in the next Mad Max, which I was kind of disappointed with because I thought she did such a great job.
Yeah.
But I guess in the new Mad Max, it's just a different story
Different
arc.
story arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think she's whatever I see her in, I think she does a great job.
Yeah, she was in that Old Guard movie. We watched that not too long ago.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I
a
think
fan.
that there's, she does a lot of great things when she's on screen. The other person I was thinking about is Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
Because
Misery.
And she just one of those actresses that can just make it real serious, or I've seen her do funny things. So I think she's a good. There's Fried Green Tomatoes. Have you ever saw
I haven't seen that actually.
She's good in that too. So
Cool.
that's all I have.
Cool. All right, so mine, I have 3. First one's Uma Thurman. Love Quentin Tarantino. I was introduced to her in Pulp Fiction, and she killed it.
Yeah.
And so much that Panic at the Disco made a song about her, which is also not. I don't like the song, but
She's in Kill Bill, right?
oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I was about to say Kill Bill. She's crazy good in Kill Bill. Sigourney
I haven't
Weaver.
seen that for a long time.
Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien
Ghostbusters.
Resurrection, or whatever that one crappy one's called.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avatar.
So mainly for her though in Alien, because I mean I feel like that's the first time.
A movie
lot of
called
people-
Dave. Have you ever seen a movie called Dave?
No,
It's about the president.
I'll pass.
She does a good
No, I'm
job.
kidding. I bet she does. But yeah, Alien was awesome. I feel like she killed it because I feel like anything before Alien was just like action movies and space like that was all just guys.
I think that was one of the
And
top
she
50
came in and
horror movies that they showed.
oh really? Alien is great. And then Emma Stone. I've always loved Emma Stone. I think I first saw her in
Brian had a
Zombieland.
crush on her.
Might still do. Well, I
That
did.
was the first movie
I did
that you saw her?
maybe.
Isn't she like in Mad Girls or something like that?
Mean Girls.
Mean,
No.
yeah,
sorry.
she is. No,
No, I don't think so.
No.
She's
She's
Lindsay
in Easy A.
Lohan.
Lindsay
She's in
Lohan.
Easy A. Yeah.
Easy A.
Easy,
Yeah.
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 It's similar. Like, yeah, I can
Okay.
see where
Yeah.
that could
Got
be
mixed.
confusing.
But when I saw La La Land, I
Oh,
got
yeah.
so much respect for Emma Stone because she sang and danced in the whole thing, and La La Land is such a good movie.
I don't think
my
I've seen that one.
gosh. Oh, let's watch it
I
tonight.
missed that.
I feel like it's one of those movies you
It's-
wouldn't like, Eric.
I've seen it like
Ryan,
5 times. Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
One of my favorite musicals is actually The Greatest Show.
The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Like, great.
I think the soundtrack's
the-
really
yeah, the
good.
music is
I didn't
good.
like the movie very much,
Really?
but I thought the music was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so those are mine. Adam, let me guess. Will Smith, number 1.
No. What? I don't know if I have like favorite, but just ones that I've kind of always liked.
Respected.
Their roles and stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
funny and stuff like that.
She's done a lot of good movies. I
Yeah. what was the other one? Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just her roles are just crazy, and I like.
She's the one in Underworld.
No,
No.
that's.
She would have been a good pick too.
That's you asked me too fast. I know who. Yeah, she is. And then I just lost her name here. I was trying to keep it all on track here, but she has the wildest.
Who does?
She has the wildest roles.
Who?
She was in Fight Club. I'm trying to find her name. She was in Harry Potter. She was in Fight Club. She was in. She does a lot of movies with Johnny Depp.
You're talking.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She
She
was
plays
Bellatrix
Bellatrix
Lestrange.
Lestrange. Yeah, you
She's
should have
like
said
in
that.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
is good. She's
in
really
Tim
good.
Burton.
Terminator Salvation.
Mm-hmm.
She plays
think.
the scientist that's bald. She
Oh,
lost her hair. She dies of cancer.
And then
Spoilers.
another one I like, which maybe she's not real huge, but is that Rachel Weisz or Weiss? I don't know how you say it. She's English, but she was in like The Mummy and The Mummy Returns.
Oh yeah.
Just solid. I don't know. These are, like I said, maybe not just ones I respect and I like, but there's tons of other ones. I don't really have a super favorite one that I would always go see. But
Did you guys watch that Sherlock Holmes?
yeah.
TV show or
I
movie?
It's a
haven't
movie?
watched it. The Enola Holmes.
Yeah, it's the
You
girl.
know,
From,
Oh,
it's
no.
the girl from Stranger Things.
11?
Yeah, Eleven's in
Oh
it.
really?
She's playing the sister of Sherlock Holmes.
Henry,
that's
Henry
cool.
Cavill is Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
and
It's a
who's
good movie.
playing Mycroft? It's another big actor.
I can't remember, but you're right.
Were you-
But I was
I
just
haven't
thinking.
watched it yet.
The lady that you mentioned before is actually in that movie too. She
Oh,
plays
really?
the mom.
Okay,
Huh.
let's see. She's just got a crazy.
Yeah.
So for Underworld, were you talking about Kate Beckinsale?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, I like her too.
Yeah.
I like Underworld movies.
You know, actually, you ever watch Van Helsing? That,
Yeah.
Yes.
I did.
that was a
Yes.
good movie.
That's a vampire movie, right?
And then, have you ever watched Underworld?
I haven't.
We need to break that
Yeah.
into you.
I've,
all about
I've
vampires
seen
and,
part of it,
See-
but
Yeah.
not all of it.
See, and this is where like
There's
well,
like 900 of them though,
we're on
right?
a tangent, but
No,
it is
there's like
Halloween
4.
time for us
We're
now.
after home.
But like, see, like you have all these werewolf and vampire movies, and I like them. I like them all because they're interesting how they take their take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Underworld, I like Underworld's take.
Blade's
on it.
cool too.
Blade, yeah, all of them are.
But
Even
Underworld-
Twilight has her own unique lore and the way
Yeah.
they travel it. But I've always liked Underworld.
Yeah.
I love how they structured it, the world behind it, and I've watched them all. I like
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I need to watch the newest ones. I haven't seen the
Yeah, the
newest ones.
first
but-
few were the best,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
as always, sometimes they play a
Yeah.
little too long in the tooth. But
They
But
run
it's
it
so
out.
cool. They
Comes a
did. They
cash
even
cow.
did like they
Van
even did
Helsing was pretty good.
a back. They went back. It was like maybe the third one. They kind of showed like the werewolf side of it and like how the lichen side of it is what they call it.
Oh,
And how
yeah.
they, I don't know. It's just I
was
love that
cool.
lore. I like
that
how they
is-
approach it.
That is cool that you brought that up. That it seems like every like vampire, werewolf, whatever you take it movie, everyone always takes their own original take.
I mean, at
on
this point,
what
what's the
they're on.
original take of vampires?
Well, I'd say Dracula. It stems back to like the
But I mean,
Dracula.
what's-
Even
lore.
some of
What's the
them are
plot
saying
point of
like if you
Dracula?
watch Dracula, like the one with what's his name? Like I don't know how even that is, but like he wasn't even the first.
Yeah.
There was an even ancient one who gave him that power, but Dracula just became the
Nosferatu?
Yeah.
most famous or something.
Nosferatu.
Why?
Yeah, I don't
No,
know. Like,
that's not stupid.
It's like the
it's-
first ever horror movie.
but it's like you go and the more pure you are, the more powerful you are. They're all different. Like they're
Yeah.
all and that's where like in Underworld, you had the three main. I forget. It's been so long to watch it, but they're the three main vampires, and they took turns.
Yeah.
They would go suspended animation type of thing, and they would take turns ruling and stuff. And
Yeah.
it was just so fascinating. And even them, they weren't. It even breaks down how they became. It started off with a family who just had genetics that kept them from getting ill. Mm-hmm. And then what happens is there's two sons. One son got bit by a wolf, and one son got bit by a bat. And because of their already genetics, it mutated them. And that's why the first so-called vampire, he's one of the ones in the rotation.
It's like
of
Ninja Turtles.
lords or whatever. He's like the most powerful. And he actually had wings because he's like the original. And then the other brother became he's just a mindless beast of werewolves. But when he bit, it just diluted and create the lichens. Just a whole
Yeah,
that's cool.
And it's a whole society built around it and stuff.
Highly suggest Underworld if you like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Underworld.
So I can go on forever.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean, it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
There's also that one episode of SpongeBob.
With Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I knew that's where you were going with that.
That's a great episode. What's it called? Graveyard Shift. Watch that.
Yeah.
That's another fall vibe episode.
The hash slinging slasher.
Yeah.
Let us know some of your. I know we missed some, so if there's anybody out there that has some that could let us know about their favorite female
actor or actors.
But what is your favorite actor that's not a male? There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
We're still stereotyping.
Someone's gonna say Air Bud. It is. I guess Air Bud's a male. But anyway, let's go to the best part. Talk about some scripture. This is coming out during Thanksgiving, so we're gonna talk about some verses that about
With Thanksgiving,
about being thankful, about Thanksgiving, about turkey. I should have looked up a turkey verse. There's probably one.
When this episode airs, we need to play the Turkey Tirade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We can find
It's a classic. All right, so Eric, do you? How about me and you go first? Because ours are right next to each other.
So I'll go first.
You have 15, right?
15.
We didn't plan on this.
No, we didn't plan on this, but we did it anyhow.
Mm-hmm. So go for
it. Colossians 3:15 says this: "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. So as members of one body, you are called to peace, and be thankful."
What version are you reading in? I'm going to switch to your version.
So I usually do ESV, but somehow anyhow, I guess the thing that I think about is like, you know, a lot of times we can complain about so many different things. There's so many different things in life that may not meet our expectations, and we may want certain things in a time frame too. I think that's another thing too. It's like our time frame is not the same as God's time frame. You know, like Abraham and Sarah, they wanted a child. They waited for a child. It didn't work in their time frame, so they're like, it can't happen. And, you know, there's a lot of things that we can be disappointed with because it doesn't meet our expectations at the moment. When God, you know, like we're talking about in church today about being faithful, you know, our relationship with Christ needs to be first and foremost. So let the peace of knowing that you have Christ in your life rule in your hearts. So I love that because it's like, even though I may not be satisfied with certain things in my life, and maybe I'm not satisfied where everything's going or the direction it's going in life, I need to have this realization. I have Christ and I have hold of him, and let him reign over my heart to say, I have peace. You know, I don't have to, you know, have everything work out for me because I have this relationship with him.
Yeah.
And so it says, since as members of one body, you were called to peace. So again, it goes back to what Jesus talked about. Why are you worrying? Why are you fretting over all these things in your life? Don't worry so much. You know, God's in control.
Yeah.
Anytime we try to take control of things, we usually mess it up. I do, at least. But he's saying, you know, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts and be thankful. Be thankful for that. That, you know, I may not understand what's going to happen there tomorrow. I may not know the future. And this is, I guess, applicable to me because, you know, there's some things I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I have this relationship with Christ that I'm going to stay with, you know, no matter what happens, no matter what I face down the road. So Christ is going to be the center of my peace. You know, I'm going to look to that.
For sure. And then mine, carrying on, Colossians 3:16.
We're verse buddies.
Yep, we're verse buddies. I don't want you to ever say that again.
Sorry.
Colossians 3:16. Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom through psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. So this, for me, what I think of is kind of like what Eric said, having that peace of God. This is kind of like being able to understand what exactly you have and being so thankful for that you want to share it with other believers. You want to feed each other. You want to lift each other up with it. It's something that if you're thankful for it, you can express that through sharing.
Well, and what you sharing there makes me think too that it would have, you know, having a thankful heart really does have to be intentional.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just something that comes naturally to us a lot of times. It's because of our sinful state that we do have to try with that.
Yeah.
You know, we have to be retrospective. We have to be intentional about thinking about, hey, and put it into practice.
Exactly.
Know? it's not maybe something that's going to come easy to you at first to be thankful.
Yeah.
But I think if we are retrospective and we think about all these blessings that we received, you know, that maybe I don't have everything I want in the moment, but I have been blessed in so many ways.
For sure.
And it can change our attitude.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was mine.
That was good.
Yeah.
Thanks for being my buddy.
You're welcome.
I actually
use the word verse buddy as much as you want right now, because after this podcast, you can't ever call me a verse buddy again. Reminds me of VBS Bible buddies.
Yeah.
You're my Bible buddy. We'd be the weirdest Bible buddies for VBS kids.
You guys are matching, so
Yeah,
We
true.
are. Yeah.
You're more than Bible buddies. I guess. But
Someone's
I actually-
jealous.
no, I'm not.
You got a nice shirt on.
Thank
my
you.
son's name.
It is. You should go to college here.
That's what I told him.
But I actually, if it's okay, I'll go next because
Yeah.
I really like.
I'll allow
I
it.
feel like, I mean, it does make sense
yeah.
because our entire topic is thankfulness, but like your entire conversation, I feel like goes directly with the verse I picked. So I'm talking about Philippians 4:6-7, and it's do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. And you kind of, mentioned that about, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't always know what life is going to bring us, but this is just telling us, we should be thankful that we do have Christ and we can pray to him and put our anxieties and worries in him because he does know what's going to happen. And we just need to know that God has the ultimate authority and has a plan set forth. So that can, even if it's not necessarily the plan we imagine, we can be peaceful knowing that like he's got control over that situation.
Yeah. Well, and as you're mentioning that too, I think about the fact that if we keep focused on the negative, it really drags us down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's one negative compared to 10,000 good things or whatever. But I know it. I've been there. I do that. We all do it, where we get fixated on that one thing that we can't have, or that one thing that just doesn't seem to be working on us or working out for us. And that can really bring us down. And yet we need to give that to God and say, God, I need to trust you with it. Going back to the doubt issues that we have, to go back and say, God, I trust you with this, but I'm going to be thankful for what you have done. I'm going to hold on to the good things that I see happening and
For sure.
and be praising you for those things.
I think that's something that like I even struggled with for a long time, and like talking about like Thanksgiving and this time of year and stuff. People always talk about making those lists of things you're thankful for.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we need to do a lot more frequently
Sure,
because I fought that for a while of, like you said, getting something negative happening and just letting it. I mean, that one negative thing is like, oh man, this sucks. My life sucks right now. Why is this happening? And it's like, but all of these good things have also happened, and I have all these things in my life that God's provided for me that I may not even be thanking him for, but he's brought them into my life for specific purposes. Even like you guys, like all of us sitting here, a lot of people don't have this, but I know that in my life, if I have something bad going on, I can come talk to any of you three, and we have each other's back. And God brought us through weird ways to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just think that's really cool. Oh yeah.
If you want to really get the deep of Ryan and Corey's relationship, I will post their moment of connectivity.
Adam has on video the moment me and Corey became friends.
Well, actually, I think that was after the aloe.
Okay, it might have been the same.
It was
in the video. This said this was your encore performance.
Yeah. So I think what happened was
I just caught that's the only one I had on film.
The aloe story was right before bedtime. I know that for a fact.
It sure was.
Because it was
what stays at camp? What happens at camp stays at camp.
All I'm gonna say is it was one of the years. It was one of the years
camp.
where Adam was interning at that point in time. And so Eric got the nice cabin to himself, and then Adam was stuck with all of the
He took a select few boys to come over there and play PlayStation.
Well, first of all,
I was with the rest of
them. I want to specify that this hurt me for a long time because
I'm sorry.
There were two seniors at this camp that were boys, and Eric took one of them and then a junior, and I was the other senior who left me out. And they got to play PlayStation in a room entirely by themselves.
But you got me. And I bet those other 2 guys in that cabin aren't friends anymore.
And the reason why I did that is because
Aren't you thankful?
I actually fully completed trusted Corey,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize the negative effect it had on you.
No, it didn't because I got Ryan out of it. But I will say Adam was trying to get everyone to be quiet, turn the lights out. That's when Ryan and I became friends.
Corey slid over to my bed.
Okay, we're gonna
Put some
stop
aloe
there.
on my sun. Right, anyway, Adam, share your verse of thankfulness, please. Quick.
Please.
So, I mean, I feel like there's only so much. There's a theme when it comes to talk about being thankful. There's a theme to come in your life because mine's right along with that. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." So, for me, if it's being thankful in all circumstances, good, bad, the pretty and ugly, whatever. Be thankful in that. And it says because this is God's will for you.
Yeah.
So God wants us. His will for us is to be thankful. Even when we don't want to be thankful, even when we feel like we can't be thankful. And, just like everyone has said, and even Corey's scripture touches on this as well, is that even when I'm in a situation in my life and I really don't want to be thankful, or I can't think of a reason to be thankful, I need to thank God.
Yeah.
Because I have always felt like for me, I just know, I really just think things could be worse. I look back at my life and I look at situations, although they're bad, and maybe you look at it and be like, well, that's not that bad. But to me, it was. But I always know it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
I just know it always could be worse. I could have always made a worse decision than I did or whatever. And so, for me, I try to always be thankful no matter what the circumstance is.
Yeah.
Because that's what God wants for me. That's His will for me. So that's
for sure.
Yeah, one of the things I think that when it says in all circumstances is that it goes back to that one thing I mentioned before. Like a lot of times it's just one or maybe 2 things that we're so concerned about, and we lose sight of all the good things that have happened to us.
Yeah.
And it's like just you're gonna let that 1 or 2 things affect you from being able to.
I mean,
enjoy.
I feel like being thankful is a long-term thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you are just momentarily happy about something, you might say that you're thankful in the moment, but you're not truly thankful for something if it just kind of.
You just said something that I think that is sometimes we get that in our head that we have to be happy, but being thankful doesn't mean you have to be necessarily happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You
That's
can
what I was
be
trying to
thankful,
get at.
but be miserable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really feeling it because thankfulness is not an emotion. A thankfulness is a gratitude.
Exactly. Yes.
That you recognize that you're, that
it's not an appreciation.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a momentary thing. Like I appreciate what you just did, but being thankful for someone is something that is much more long term. You're thankful for that person in your ups or downs. If they tick you off, you're still thankful for them. Yeah. So
that's why this says in all circumstances.
Exactly.
Not
That's being thankful.
It's easy to talk about just when you're in the dark hole in your life to how you be thankful in the low parts, but even being that genuine thankfulness when things are going well, whether you're happy or not, it's in all circumstances. So I think that speaks volumes.
I'm just wondering, do you think thankfulness is a route to humility? I think that would be something that they were kind of connected.
I think it's humbling.
Yeah.
Like I think it's one of those situations where you have to like sit back and say, I didn't bring these things into my life. Like, it's kind of an accepting of like God's control. So it's kind of a humbling of ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, like what Ryan said, with someone, I don't like that person, but I'm still thankful for
exactly,
them. It kind of forces you to take that step back and to rethink things. And so when you do that, most of the time, you are becoming more humble and doing that. So I agree.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm thankful.
Well, that was a trail or an episode
of
full of rabbit trails.
I think I was the root of all of those.
Yeah, but that was awesome.
That was my plan.
But yeah, good episode, boys. Yeah.
So
thank
I
you all
learned
for
about
watching.
headphones, mowing the yard. I learned about country music. I learned about there are seasons for certain songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I learned a lot.
You learned about scripture buddies?
Scripture buddies, yeah.
Verse buddies.
Verse
Buddies. Verse buddies.
And
that's
then
it.
you said Bible buddies.
Yeah,
Bible.
verse buddies. So that's going to be the word of the day, verse buddies.
Maybe we can hold hands
If
later.
you put it in the comment, we will give you a shout out and give you a sticker. We're almost out of stickers, Corey.
Okay.
But we can't.
You haven't sent me the new logo.
Unfortunately, we're not going to mail the stickers because
Yeah.
we don't want your address.
I did send you the logo. I emailed your Cedarville account
When?
a while when I
You didn't
emailed
tell
Adam.
me. So I never checked it. I have like a million emails
Okay,
in there.
yeah,
So
it's in
you're going to
there.
have to send it again.
But yeah, that's another thing. I don't know
Or
if
check
people
your email.
are aware that we have a new logo. Kind of a new logo.
It should be coming out.
It's kind of the same
It's already
thing.
out.
Yeah, it is.
It's already
It's
out.
very
New
similar.
logo is
Yeah.
already out.
It's
So
just a
Windows now.
square instead of a circle.
But it
That's
says
not
the
the
word
only thing you
podcast on there now,
Yeah.
so you know it's a podcast.
Yeah, it is this
It's
podcast, true.
just-
But yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for,
All right.
Thanks for watching. We're thankful for you. Have a
Yeah.
great Thanksgiving. If this episode comes out near Thanksgiving,
we love you.
we love you. We're thankful. Peace. Bye. Creepy ending. Good episode, Corey. Interview me for class.